I just ran, Ankita. I ran where I could, where nobody would know me, and I could hide and just do what I wanted to do and not keep looking at the over my shoulder. Ki, oh my God, will somebody tell my dad I'm at an audition here? Will I get yelled at?
Hello everyone, this is Ankita. You're tuned to PeepingMoon.com, and today we have with us Lakshmi Manchu, who is telling us how to actually, we should be like coming back to life, literally, with her new talk show. So let's ask her directly, what exactly is coming back to life?
Wow, what exact? It just says everything in the title, you know, because I think we are all maneuvering our life after the lockdown, and we're still in a pandemic. And how do we put our one foot in front of the other? And I was like, you know, we're all so clueless, everybody around the world. And but how do we find hope? Who do we look at? Who do we talk to? Because every day it's new information, and we're not sure what is right and what is wrong. But nonetheless, we all have to move forward. And I think with that came this idea that let's talk to people, talk to professionals who are going through what they're going through, and see if there's a common ground. And more than many times, you will see as human beings how connected we are, and where we can really lean on each other's shoulders. And I think that's where the whole idea came up for me.
Can we also say that coming back to life also talks about hope in general? That yes, things will get better, and even if they are not at the moment, we have to make them better. We have to have that positive hope instilled amongst all of us that you have to make for a better future.
Absolutely. Because we are human beings, and we are human beings of hope. You know, I think that word exists only for us as human beings. And that's what moves us forward. And if without hope, we're all going to be depressed. Oh, this is it, life. You know, when things are not going right. It's that hope that gives you the joy to look forward to living the next day. And absolutely, that is the bottom line of the show. And that was the bottom line that I wanted to bring to the show, that we are all here and that we all have hope. However grim our life is looking right now, that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Lakshmi, is it true that this happens to be a ninth talk show in row?
Really? Is that what it is?
If I am not mistaken with my statistics, I think this happens to be a ninth talk show.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that information with me. I've done a ton of them, and I'm not sure. I don't know how many movies I've done, to be honest. I don't know how many talk shows or plays. I just keep doing. I really don't know the number. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I feel super excited. Yay. That's a lot. 9 different ideas.
9 different. I was coming to that. Like, people can't survive one talk show, and you ended up presenting 9 different versions of how we can do it. So yes, that's a good one.
I was the primary. I was the first of what I did when I came back from America here. So, oh, my money plant. I've been out of town and I just got back. So today is my first day back home, and I see my money plant is a little like wonky. Oh God.
Like when I was going through your career and trajectory in general, you were forced in many things in Telugu industry, if I may say so. Like normally, we don't see girls from film families so often step into the films, but with you, it was not just stepping into the films or the world of cinema or art. You started off with Hollywood directly, which was something I don't think many people would have even envisioned or seen back then. Even at that time, you were very clear that it's all about what appeals to you and you don't want to follow the norm, or it just happened? organically?
It sounds so cool when you ask a question like that. I just ran, Ankita. I ran where I could, where nobody would know me, and I could hide and just do what I wanted to do and not keep looking at the over my shoulder. Ki, oh my God, will somebody tell my dad I'm at an audition here? Will I get yelled at? um, as you said, people think it comes easy for us because our fathers are actors, but for girls, I mean, after me came Shruti Hassan, after me came Niharika, after me came Kalyani Priyadarshini, and I'm only talking about South Indian actors. Kalyani is a director's daughter, so but actresses' daughters are okay to come into the industry, but not actors. Nope, no,
Actors.
yeah, no patriarchy, no, it's all a common ground. Don't get me into that. But so I didn't want to sit here and fight my dad and mom. That's a losing battle. And even till today, so I don't tell my dad what I'm doing. I just tell him what I've already done. I'm like, oh, this is airing today, daddy, because you learn how to maneuver your way through your family. So going to America was actually finding my freedom to get away from here. So I'm not being told all the time what to do, what not to do. So it really made me focus on my art, saying, hey, I really want to do this. And what is the work that I need to do? What is the work that I need to put in? And so for the longest time, I was on the biggest television shows, and my dad had no clue.
I have an idea. That's how it just sprang up to me. I'm like, how come? It's so uncanny because normally, what frankly speaking, everyone hues and cries about all the time. Unfortunately, these days is nepotism. Star kids get easy. Star kids just have it on platter. But there are few people like you who just tend to just go the different route, and that is also something we need to talk about. That the whys of it and the hows of it. That's something very unlikely. Anyone else would have imagined that you might would have got a big debut down there and all pomp and show.
And when I came back to India, my first movie was as a villain. I acted as a villain. So, it's really sad and it's really heartbreaking when people say it's easy for you. Come into my shoes. So I think people are just happy, makes them feel better about themselves when they blame other people. But I feel sorry for them. What a sad life. If they only knew the truth, they wouldn't be speaking like that. Yes, I'm a very privileged child. I am the apple of my father's eye, and my dad's a superstar, and my brothers are superstars, and I'm proud of that fact. And today, if I got a role, Prakash didn't give me, Disney didn't accept me because I was Mohan Babu's daughter. They saw that I could fulfill that role in what I did. So that's where that joy came from. And then whatever I did after that is through my merit. But who cares about your merit, right? It's just easier to say, no, 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 you got it easy. Whatever rocks your boat, yo. I'm done fighting for it. Initially, I was like, who is that people? Let me go fight them. How dare? And then I was like, oh, they're just ignorant. A doctor wants their kid to be a doctor, an engineer. Only the actors actually tell their kids, please don't come into this, please don't do this. But it's us, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So it's just a hard time, and people want to do, I don't know, they just don't know how to let their frustration go. And I think doing that makes them happier.
Lakshmi, you've done enough work, of course, back in Hollywood, here in the industry with TV shows and theater. How come, correct me if I'm mistaken here, how come I have not seen you in anything in Bollywood? That's like, why not? We know you down there with the name, but why I haven't seen some body of work there?
You've seen a lot of my movies dubbed in Hindi. The ones
Yeah,
that didn't
the
do
dubbed
well,
in English one I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like
the ones I
perfectly
did,
okay.
the ones that didn't do well here too did amazingly well in Hindi dubbing. But coming to your question, I did a movie in Hindi that thank God nobody watched and nobody recognized me in. But it's my claim to fame. There was Amitabh Bachchan ji, and there was Sanjay Dutt ji, there was Rana, there was me.
Where did I miss you? Like I actually ended up checking everything. Give me the name. I would like to know that. What did I miss here?
Department.
Oh,
Yeah, I
oh
was
yes.
Sanjay Dutt.
Oh,
I
okay.
played his wife.
But why you never just wanted to waltz into something? Frankly, again, it's as cliche as it sounds. There are those, you know, how should I put it? Like we have seen all the actresses down there do those nice, glitzy, glamorous, dancing around the trees roles. I don't see that something in your common. Even in back in Telugu, when I was going through your work, that's not something very common with your work. You are okay playing, even if it's a second fiddle, it's a villain, even it's a role where you have to actually go almost unrecognizable to a point. Does it give you pleasure as an artist, or is it again what comes your way, you pick that way?
No, it gives me a lot of pleasure, like to transform myself and to get into these shoes. I mean, I have an American accent, and most people make
Mhm.
fun of my accent, saying, "Oh, you are la la." But then every movie I've done, nobody dubbed for me. I dubbed my own movies, and I've played, out of the world evil queen, a fantasy evil queen, to a village belly, to my very next movie, to a 60-year-old woman in another film. So it gives me that joy as an artist to be able to push my boundaries that not many actresses will agree to do so. So my leverage is just that.
If I was going through your Instagram, I actually found it really cute. One has to do with your daughter because I think she's every day learning some new life skill. Definitely, there is this Lakshmi Unfiltered series which I have been going through. Every day, there's something new to learn. And coming to her, in fact, back then, be it workout videos to fashion to when you came out with your surrogacy news, everything was a first. Sometimes, do you look back and think that how did you how are you able to pull it off at that time when, as you have been telling me, that it was almost a first of sorts for so many things? Was it ever scary or it just happened? Because that's how I read so many interviews of yours recently and while researching. And one thing which I found common in everything was she was the first one. She was the first one. She was the first one for so many things. So I
Really?
wanted to know how does it feel like to be the first one, like the game changer?
Thank you. Right now, I think I've done very well just listening to you. But really, I don't look at it like that, Ankita. I'm scared shitless right now with my show opening today, and I don't know how you're going to talk to me tomorrow after you've seen it, because it's always me believing in what I think is what the world needs as an entertainer. And it comes to me naturally to say, okay, it's time for this. I have lots of ideas, but very rarely can we translate those ideas into actions and make it into a show. So I'm super thrilled that I'm able to do what I love to do, irrespective of what people think that I should or shouldn't do. Touch wood for that.
So I'll ask you a parting question. You said to me in the beginning that how you understand with privilege comes responsibility and how difficult and I would say an enduring journey it can be for an actor's daughter to make a mark. If your daughter tomorrow wants to come up to you and say, I want to act, are you willing to put her through that, journey? Or would you not pressurize her to, as I think even in your case, I can see that you did what you wanted to. So goes for her, or you would really like her to be the actress down there.
If I bring her online, she's going to tell you about the 12 things she wants to do. She did drop wanting to be a doctor, but she's very clear she wants to be a singer and an actor. So when she does get lazy about her classes, I'm like, baby, you got to put in the work. You can do anything you want in the world, but you need to put in the work. Just because mama does it, it won't come to you that easy. So I've already put one Juilliard college. I'm like, if you're going, you would rather go to the top. Whatever you want to do. But I don't want it to be like, you don't need to do anything. I'm a strict mother like that, where I always believe that whatever you're doing, you need to be committed, being mindful, put in the work, you know. So even if I've never punished her, but she doesn't give me the chance to. But if there's something she doesn't finish, so she has to finish that to earn whatever. So I got her donuts coming from out of town. And I'm like, did you finish your writing? She's like, no. I'm like, as soon as you finish your writing, you can have your donut. So there are always perks, you know, like otherwise it's sitting right there. You finish what you need to do. These are your donuts. It's not like I'm eating them. I'm not going to give it away, but just get your work done. So whatever she wants to do, I will let her bloom and blossom. And I hope I have the courage to hold her space to whatever mistake she makes, because I want to be that cushion that she can bounce back from. So that's the kind of mother I want to be.
But thank you so much, Lakshmi. This was such a sweet session, and I hope with coming back to life, we end up hearing stories which definitely at this time in industry from the artists across the globe, we need stories of hope. We need that, yes, we are going to sail through this one. And nothing lasts forever. And hopefully this will also not.
Oh, you said it so beautifully. That's entirely what the show is about, and that we hold each other's hand and find light together, you know. So I really hope people can really see what I try to put through with this show.
And I hope whenever next you're in Bollywood, we definitely sit down and have a conversation. I would love to. There's so
Oh,
much positivity I would love to take away home. Definitely.
how sweet. I look forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Wishing you all the best for all the future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of love. Bye bye, Shambhu.